Have you ever felt like your money was just evaporating? Like you were constantly working, earning, but at the end of the month, your bank account looked less like a thriving rainforest and more like a barren desert? If you're nodding along, if you've ever scrolled through your bank statements with a growing sense of dread, or perhaps a complete lack of understanding, then you're exactly who I'm talking to today. We've all been there, standing on the precipice of financial chaos, wondering where it all went wrong, or more accurately, where it all went. For years, that was my reality. My financial life was a swirling vortex of mystery. I earned a decent income, I really did, but it seemed to vanish into thin air. I had no idea how much I was spending on food delivery, or how many streaming services I was actually subscribed to. I'd optimistically set a budget in my head, only to blow past it by the second week of the month, leaving me in a state of constant low-grade financial anxiety. It was a cycle, a really frustrating, stress-inducing cycle. And I know I'm not alone in this. Many of us operate on a hope for the best financial plan, where the best is usually defined as not running out of money before the next payday. But what if I told you there's a way out of that financial fog? What if there's a tool that can lift the veil, illuminate your spending habits, and actively help you take control of your money, rather than letting your money control you? Today, we're diving deep into my personal journey, a journey that saw me transition from financial bewilderment to genuine financial clarity, all thanks to one powerful app, Rocket Money. This isn't a sponsored ad, it's a genuine account of how this app changed my financial life. We're going to explore what my financial world looked like before Rocket Money, the chaos, the confusion, the missed opportunities. Then, we'll dive into the transformative shift that occurred after I welcomed Rocket Money into my digital toolkit. We'll talk about the specific features that made the biggest impact, the surprising discoveries I made, and ultimately, how it empowered me to build a healthier, more intentional relationship with my money. So, if you're ready to stop the financial guessing game and start seeing where your money truly goes, stick around, because this might just be the financial wake-up call you've been waiting for. Life before Rocket Money, the financial fog. Let's set the scene, my life before Rocket Money. Imagine a typical month. Payday rolls around, and there's that brief, glorious moment of abundance. The bank account looks healthy, and I feel a fleeting sense of security. Then, the spending begins. It's not malicious spending, not usually. It's just life. Groceries here, a few coffees there, that spontaneous online purchase because it was on sale, dinner with friends, the monthly bills hitting, subscription services I signed up for years ago and promptly forgot about. The problem wasn't necessarily what I was spending on, but the complete lack of awareness about the cumulative effect of those small, seemingly insignificant transactions. I'd tell myself, oh, it's just $5 for coffee, or that streaming service is only $10 a month. Individually, they seemed harmless. Collectively, they were financial black holes. My budgeting strategy, if you could even call it that, was rudimentary at best. It consisted of checking my bank balance periodically and panicking when it got too low. I had a vague idea of my fixed expenses, rent, utilities, but everything else was a free-for-all. I'd pull out my credit card, swipe it, and pray the funds were there. More often than not, they were, but the emotional cost of that constant uncertainty was draining. One of the biggest culprits in my pre-Rocket Money life was the insidious creep of subscriptions. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify, gym memberships I rarely used, some random software I signed up for a free trial of and never canceled, the list went on. I honestly had no idea how many I had, or how much they were collectively costing me. It was like I was bleeding money from 1,000 tiny cuts, and I couldn't even see the wounds. Every now and then, I'd stumble upon a recurring charge on my bank statement and think, what even is that? But then life would get busy, and I'd forget to investigate, allowing the money drain to continue. Bill negotiation? That was a foreign concept. If my internet bill went up, I'd just pay it. If my phone plan felt expensive, I'd grumble, but the thought of calling customer service and spending hours on hold to haggle for a better deal filled me with enough dread to just accept the status quo. The effort seemed too high for the potential reward, or so I told myself. In reality, I was just avoiding an uncomfortable conversation. I also had no real understanding of my net worth. My money was scattered across different accounts, a checking account, a few dormant savings accounts, maybe a forgotten investment here or there. I had no single, consolidated view of my financial landscape. It was like trying to navigate a dense jungle without a map or compass. I knew I had trees, and maybe a river, but I had no idea where I was going, or how much valuable timber I actually possessed. This lack of a holistic view meant I couldn't set meaningful financial goals because I didn't even know my starting point. How could I plan for a down payment on a house or a substantial emergency fund when I didn't know how much I could realistically save each month or even how much I truly owned versus owed? The consequences of this financial fog were more than just monetary. It seeped into other areas of my life. There was the constant stress of not knowing if I could afford an unexpected expense. The guilt of impulse purchases. The nagging feeling that I should be saving more, but having no idea how to start. It created a mental burden, a low hum of anxiety in the background of my daily life. My financial future felt like something that was happening to me, rather than something I was actively shaping. Then, a friend mentioned Rocket Money. I was skeptical, to say the least. Another budgeting app? I'd tried a few over the years, and they always felt like too much work, requiring manual input or offering insights that were too generic to be truly helpful. But my friend insisted, just try it. The subscription cancellation thing alone is worth it. And so, with a healthy dose of skepticism and a desperate hope for a change, I downloaded Rocket Money. Life after Rocket Money, the financial revelation. From the moment I linked my bank accounts to Rocket Money, it was like someone had flipped on 1,000 watts of light in my financial jungle. Suddenly, the dense foliage of my spending habits was illuminated, every vine, every root, every hidden creature, especially those sneaky subscriptions, laid bare. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.